Hi, I'm Anton, your advisor in the world of proctoring. Today, I'll talk about integrating the OctoProctor system with Moodle LMS. This integration approach is based on the Learning Tools Interoperability Standard. In other words, you don't need to be a technical specialist to do that. I'll explain how this integration works and walk you through the step-by-step setup process. Let's get started. Take a look at this scheme. I'll use it to explain the integration scenario. Let's imagine that the integration has already been completed. So, how does it work? As a student, the user logs in to Moodle and opens a course. On the course page, the user will see a link indicating that it can be used to start a proctored assessment. The user clicks on the link, which redirects them to the proctoring system. The proctoring system authorizes the user via LTI and initiates the proctoring session. It opens access to a quiz that the user needs to pass within the session. The quiz opens in an iframe during the proctoring session. The user works on the quiz until they finish it. At that point, the proctoring session automatically ends. Then, the user is redirected back to the course. Access to the quiz then closes. After a while, the proctoring system sends the results to Moodle via LTI. Then, the user or a teacher can view the results in the Moodle gradebook. That is how this scenario works. Now, let's figure out how to set up this integration. First, you need to set up Moodle as an administrator. This is only required one time. Since the proctoring system uses an iframe to display quizzes, you should enable the Allo Frame embedding option in your Moodle HTTP security settings. By default, the proctoring session is terminated by using the Finish button in the proctoring menu when the Finish add-on is enabled. This termination is not associated with the completion of the quiz. However, you can set up a proctoring session that ends automatically when a quiz is completed in Moodle. In order to set it up, you should add the additional HTML code to the Moodle settings. See the text version guide for details. Next, you should set up the external tool in the Moodle plugins settings. To register the tool, enter the URL provided by the proctoring system and click the Add LTI Advantage button. After that, the new tool card will appear in the list below. Usually, you need to adjust a few parameters in the tool. See the text version of the guide for details. After that, use the configuration details to set up the integration on the proctoring system. Ask our customer care team for assistance. Once the administrator has adjusted the Moodle settings, you can begin setting up your course. First, create a new quiz, or move an existing one to a separate section of your course. This requires switching on edit mode in the course. In the settings of the quiz element, find the browser security option in the extra restrictions on attempts section. Set it to 1. Otherwise, Moodle will open the quiz in a new window, which is blocked by iframe. You can set up the proctoring session to end automatically when the quiz is finished. To do so, enable the attempt option in the Review Options section. Hide the section containing the quiz as shown in the screenshot. It prevents participants from opening the quiz in any way other than via a proctoring session. Then, make the quiz available to students via a direct link that opens the quiz during a proctoring session. You should find the quiz element in the course, right-click on it, and select Copy Link Address. This link will be necessary when setting up the proctoring element. For each quiz element for which you want to enable proctoring, you need to add a new proctoring element, which was created by the administrator beforehand. To do that, create a separate section and click the Add an Activity or Resource link. In the shown dialog, select the proctoring tool from the list. After selecting an external tool, you will be prompted to enter the name of the course element. This name will appear in both Moodle and the proctoring system. Edit the proctoring element to change its settings. In the General session, click the Show More link to display the Custom Parameters field. Refer to the text version guide for a description of the parameters. The grade for the proctoring element is set at 0 immediately after the beginning of the proctoring session, and after completion, it is always greater than 0 from 0.1 to 100 on a 100-point scale. This can be used for access restrictions on the associated course element. This setting is applied to an associated course element, not the proctoring element itself. When a test taker navigates to the proctoring element, they will begin taking the associated quiz according to the proctoring procedure. Clicking on a proctoring element takes the teacher or administrator to the proctor interface, where they can access all sessions created when the element was clicked. After the proctoring session ends, the outcomes for each test taker will be shown in the Moodle gradebook. See the Grades section. When a proctor rates the session as positive, the proctoring system sends a score of 100. If the proctor rates the session negatively, the system sends a score of 0.1. If the session is not rated, the system sends a credibility score ranging from 0.1 to 100. That's all. I hope you found this video useful. Take a look at the text version of the guide for more details about integration with Moodle. Thanks for your attention. See you.